private parts. I said, you can't do that. People will be embarrassed when they came into your house. I said, well, it's my body and it's my front room.
All the things that we do, what is the purpose of it?
I just realized that I was more trusting before I was 6.
So many women, they just feel like I have to cook for my husband, I have to breastfeed my children, I have to pick them from school.
Because society expects
Then you
them
go
to.
home and you cry and you stop your career, you can't do anything, then you blame everybody. You took that choice.
Oftentimes when we see celebrities either on social media, television, or in person, we assume they have it all together, but we forget that they're also human. Well,
Here are some of the low points of some of your favorite celebrities.
Before I started doing music, I always knew it was something I wanted to do, but I think that it's important for people to know that being unsure of yourself, your skill, your ability, your strength is something that all artists go through. And I struggled for a time with live performances because I'm a little bit shy, and I really struggled even when I was in any kind of education. When I had to get on stage, whether I was in music school or I had to give a speech in public, it would just completely cripple me. And so I went through quite a few years of what I would call like hardcore street training, and that would involve busking. So busking is when you just pick a street corner, when I lived in London, and just start singing to people. And it's difficult, it's harder than it looks because people are walking past you. Think about it, your whole life, your friends and family has, you have a beautiful voice. Every time you open your mouth, someone's like, yay! But when you're busking on a street corner, people are walking by, they don't really care, they don't really pay attention. But that really helped me to build my confidence and to face music. Even though you're performing for people, it's important to know they're also performing for yourself. So I got to a point where I was like, you know what, as long as I sing my absolute best and give it my all, if people are watching or not, I'm still aware of the value of what I'm bringing. So that's what I would say. You must really grow your inner strength and your inner belief in yourself and what you're able to give. Don't give up, just keep going. And in time, someone will notice.
Before I finally got this fame, I used to go for countless auditions. I've been beaten by the rain, I've had my money stolen, I've walked long distances just to go for auditions, and at the end of the day, it paid off. Some of those auditions I went for, I never got called back, but look at me now, I'm grateful to God. It's been an amazing journey. It was, it was a good time. So yeah, that is my celebrity story.
Before Brother Shaggy gained recognition, I've gone through a lot. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. When my father died, I had to leave Ogun State to Lagos to start a new life with my mom. Then I started working as an actor to make money while I was in school. I was in Unilag. I started playing drums, I started dancing, I started singing just to make money to finish school. Then when I got out of school, I was looking for, what to do because I know I'm talented. People say I'm talented, but I just want to, make a difference. I started making skits. So I had different characters before Brother Shaggy. I had Akoni Badon, I had Professor Dele, I had Inspector Perry. But I just wanted to do something different, something people haven't done before. So I started this Agbero character. When I started it, my first skit was all about Jesus. I was asked in my first skit that if Jesus should come to Mushin, what will I do? So that was how the skits, got recognized everywhere. And I thank God for today that I've been able to change my story, change my family's story.
At the beginning stages of my career, living in Atlanta, just being someone that just loved the art of music, wanted to write songs for people. I remember going to different rooms and meeting different producers and not actually given a chance to go into actual studio rooms. I would hang out in like the couch living areas outside, right? Hoping that somebody notices me, hoping that I can get someone's attention to play them something I've recorded in the past, to get a chance to get in the room. This happened like many years, but one thing for me was I never stopped. I remember an incident, a guy named Kevin Shine in Atlanta, just saw me sitting on the couch. He was like, yo bro, what do you do? I'm a singer, songwriter. He's like, let me hear what you do. right? I played him what I had at the moment. This was after many months of going back and forth to the same studio. This was a place where all the big stars come. Playing him one of the songs I had, it was pretty decent, it was okay. But he heard something in me that made him introduce me to somebody else, right? I met another amazing producer that did a lot of like big records for like Case. This guy, his name is Kenneth Smooth. He produced Touch Me, Tease Me by Case, old record. A lot of R. Kelly records back in the days, veteran producer. From that I met somebody else, I met someone else, right? I think this life is a journey. You can't doubt yourself at the beginning stages. Nobody sees your vision, right, except you.
This was probably 2008, and I had the opportunity to work with one of the biggest artists at that time. I'm not going to mention names for obvious reasons. So we made a song on his album, and I thought, you know, this was going to be like a great look for me. And I mean, I officially started producing 2007, so this was a year after, and he was the second biggest artist I was working with at that time, so it was like a big deal for me. And we made a song. The song was a vibe. You know, I was looking forward, you know, to the album and everything. And album came out, songs on the album. Then I was excited, you know, got the CD, went home, played the song, and the song was reproduced by a different producer. I was like, I was so heartbroken because I've been telling all my friends that, oh, I produced this song on the album, I produced this song on the project, and people were already congratulating me. Then I heard it was a different beat by another popular producer, like that was obviously like way popular than I was at that time. So, I mean, I was obviously heartbroken, and a friend of mine asked this artist why he did that. And in his words, he said, "Share me to Kojaye," which means like my work has passed that level that I was probably like, you know, too not relevant enough, you know, to work with at that point. Anyway, today I'm SARS, and it's not here today. So keep moving, believe in yourself, you'll get there.
Welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osaiwa Miss Sally, and today we are semi-full. I have Jenny Baby in studio with me. Hi, Jennifer. I love the blue on you.
Thank you.
Ha, the money girl.
Don't expose me, please.
No, I have to follow you to the beach. The next time you're going to the beach, I am coming with you. Because first of all, I really love it looks like all those sumo wrestlers.
Yes.
So I love the sport.
Yes. Do you know that was Saturday. Upper Saturday, I watched somebody's story, and then I saw them doing that particular game. And then I put up on my story. I was like, God, please. I was like, I need to have fun. Aww. I need to have childish fun. And as we would have it, mine happened the next week.
Wow.
So I was like,
okay, so maybe I should put my own on my status. No, I really loved. I was just smiling all through. And again, when I was seeing my girl winning, I said, correct. Hi, Maury. Maury, we should take Maury to that place. Hello.
Hi.
I hope our network will cooperate today. Oh. How are you, Maury?
I'm okay. I'm just usual, keeping it safe and cool.
Yes, so we can see. And we saw your door opening skits on social media. The door opening skits.
Oh. Since our government has decided to take us as a joke, we take them back as a joke.
I actually liked this skit. It was so funny. It was so funny. You guys actually did.
I think because comedians took it up as a challenge, it really drove home the message.
Yes.
I am sure they will not repeat it again. I don't think our government will repeat it again. They will think twice because now, I mean, the male comedians did their version, and I saw your version for female comedians. It was really nice, and I really loved it.
That was nice.
Thank you.
So how have you been, Maury?
I've honestly just been there taking stuff. But nothing. Can't go anywhere because I still feel like COVID is everywhere.
Okay.
I'm going small, because it's always like awkward everywhere I go. It's almost like it's only me that's using my guys having sanitizer. Everybody has just forgotten, and I don't think I'm coming out small.
Well, we can't wait to have you back. Then today is your brother-in-law's birthday, Toby Bakare. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
We saw pictures on social media. So tell us a little bit about him. He's such a fun person to watch online. So you are close. Tell us, give us more gist.
I mean, he's generally a nice person. You know how when somebody just has like a genuine, it's just that one friend.
Aww.
Like, we don't even have in-law relationship. It's like we're siblings.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
So kind. He's so kind.
Aww. So happy birthday. So we too, we are doing the solidarity. Let's do birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so today we're talking social interactions and how, communication is happening in our digital space. And here's what we found as today's quote. Social media and the internet haven't changed our capacity for social interaction any more than the internet has changed our ability to be in love or our basic propensity to violence. So because those are the fundamental human attributes. So it's not social media that will make you a violent person or make you like a harsh person or somebody that is antisocial. Yeah, it's something that is already innate in you as a human being. All right, so maintaining a healthy friendship and social interaction in a digital age is our focus tonight. And our ladies' night, we have Jennifer, Maury, and I will be discussing this. And we would love to hear you, our viewer, what you have to say when we open the phone lines much later. But first, we'll take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, the World Milk Day is observed every year on the 1st of June to recognize the importance of milk as a global food. The main objective of this day is to focus on activities that are connected to the dairy sector and to show people the importance of milk and dairy products in our lives. The day also holds special importance for India as it is one of the largest producers of milk across the world. To celebrate this day, make your own cheese, add chocolate, strawberry, and melted flavorings to your milk. Then blindfold the kids and have, a milk tasting event. And also you can invite your friends for homemade hot chocolate while drinking your milk. Learn more about the nutritional value of milk. So, are you a milk person?
No.
I am lactose intolerant.
I love milk. I think I've reduced my intake of milk these days because dairy affects my skin. So I probably have like acne or pimples or breakout or something, yeah. So I had to reduce it. But it wasn't that serious. But I broke out recently, so I've been trying to find out what triggered it. Yeah. But aside that, I love milk. So I basically take cereal almost every day.
How about you, Maury?
I love milk too. I love it so much. I love milk. I love ice cream.
You look like somebody that love milk with your pink lips.
I love yogurt. I love ice cream, chocolate. I just love milk.
Awesome. So at least we have milk people in the house. I'm just lactose. I love milk. So whenever I take it, I get constipated, but it doesn't stop me from taking it. But what I just try to do is try to reduce maybe once in a month, that kind of conversation. I'll take. Or what I now switch to, although it's not the same. If it's not milk, it's not milk. All the almond milk. It is so bland.
It's so bland. It's almost
it's not rich.
It doesn't do anything.
No.
You're just taking it because healthy,
it.
and it's not as cheap as the normal.
Yeah, it's so expensive. And yet it's not as. I love milk, but I'm lactose intolerant.
I think for the price and then the taste, you're like,
yeah.
I will stick to the normal cow milk. Thank you.
That's food. It's expensive and it's not sweet.
Yeah.
Across, it's not yummy and it's pricey.
Very, very pricey. So I remember when my sister's son was growing up, he too is lactose intolerant. So the lady that was selling baby food, she used to sell goat milk. That thing is really expensive.
It's expensive.
Oh my goodness, one can. And like that one can, then I can't remember how much it was. Let me not exaggerate on TV, but I knew it was so expensive. And he had to take 1 can per week.
Yeah.
She spent money.
No, that's too much. That's not goat milk is actually very expensive.
Very expensive. But he that was what he could take. He couldn't take the normal other brands that were cow milk. All right, Maury, what did you find for it? Is Faiza a milk person too? Like her mommy?
Well, I don't know yet, but she takes it. We don't know if she loves it, but she takes it.
Okay. All right, so tell us what you found in the news.
Okay, in the news, I found that garbage is safer today than it was in 2015. The president Nigeria is safer today compared to 2015 when President Buhari took over. In an interview with channels, the senior president on media and publicity, that's Kabashew, said that, according to him, new challenges have come up, subdued, and most of the problems today, Southwest Nigeria is perhaps of the country. Take us for a joke, but that's what I found in the news for us today without wasting.
So I keep saying to some of these people, especially these are our people in government, our special advisors, when you say things like this, is there a benchmark? Have you done your studies? Have you gathered data to back what you're saying? Because from the man on the street, insecurity is on the rise as of today compared to 2015. Do you understand?
What? They know.
I'm just saying, like, why would you play on our intelligence?
They love lying. They just love it. They just love
So what
a fool
parameters
out
did you
of
use to
everything.
make this kind of statement? And you are supposed to be in a position. Some people, do they understand the, like, I mean, that was what we're talking about.
Is it the
yesterday,
same
communication.
2015 that we were in this same Nigeria, or is there another Nigeria he's
Maybe
talking
there's
about?
a different Nigeria and there's a different 2015 that
There
we're
has to
talking
be a
about.
different 2015 that he experienced that we did not experience. I'm pretty sure of it. Or maybe he was living in a bubble.
I mean,
He was living somewhere.
You
He
are
did not
the
just
spokesperson to the president. You can see your words are very, very. You should be very careful with how you communicate. And this was what we had yesterday. Conversation we were having yesterday with Inka Debayo about communication. You can't just talk like that. Where is the parameter? What are the what's it called, statistics to back this claim to say that Nigeria is safer today compared to 2015? As if we did not live in 2015 in this Nigeria.
Have you noticed how they just blatantly say things without actually bringing out
No
data?
facts, no that.
There are no facts. There is nothing. You just come out and say, this is what it is, or this is how it is. But we've seen it. We are living it. So what exactly are you saying? I don't know. I think it has actually just become a joke to them right now. So they're like, oh, just go to the press or to the media and say what you want to say and leave it. Let's trend. Yes, I want to. I think as a commissioner, I want to trend today. As a governor, it's my turn to trend. As a president, it is my turn to trend. Our president is trending today.
Let's take your story.
Okay, so those who want to destroy my government will be shocked. Now, this is by the president, Muhammadu Buhari. So he said that that those who want to destroy his government will receive the shock of their lives, as his administration would do everything possible to ensure they fail. He's referring to all the recent attacks on the police stations, the INEC office, and other places. And he's saying that the people who are perpetrating these crimes don't know what is coming for them. And I went online, I went on Twitter to hear what the Twitter streets saying. And then somebody asked him a question, because he also tweeted it from his account. What we don't know is if he was the one who tweeted it or if he was his personal assistant that did that. And somebody asked him a question, because he said that you don't understand the language that we are going to speak to you. And then somebody asked him, what language have you been speaking to the Boko Haram guys who have been kidnapping people? What language have you been speaking to those people who you said they've killed countless number of people, and now you're giving them money or sending them to school or something like that without actually sending them to jail or persecuting them or anything like that? What language have you been speaking to them? What have you been saying to them? But this thing that is happening now, all of a sudden you feel like somebody's trying to attack your government or trying to attack your seats.
Very interesting. Very interesting. You know, I'll just stay on the president, because that's my story as well. I think it was the same event today, Tuesday, where he was talking to the INEC chairman, and he says we will treat promoters of insurrection in the language that they understand. So he, of course, what you mentioned, he talked about the hoodlums that had raised no fewer than 11 INEC offices, 13 vehicles, 429 generators, others in over 41 attacks in the last few months, scores of police stations like you mentioned. And so the part I want to also draw our attention to was when he said that many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Civil War. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language they will understand. So, I mean, I understand that part, that a lot of people clamoring for so many things, like we rightly said, you're too young to understand the dynamics of what happened with Civil War. I have had my fair share of what like a civil unrest would look like, especially if you lived in the north when we had all the uproars and all of that. And I would not wish it for us to even go through that again. But I understand that part where he's talking. But you see, as you're talking tough to these people, like you're saying, okay, whoever you speak the language that they would understand. I love that. Speak the language, and then also speak the language that the hoodlums, the Boko Haram, the bandits will also understand. So let it be a fair balance. Let it not look like, okay, now that there's some kinds of agitations in some part of the country, you are now very vocal and visible and talking. So let it be seen that you are across board, condemning what is plain evil. I think that is what we want from our president. that's the kind of language that's the language we want him to communicate to us.
I don't know. I find it really somehow that he's actually coming out now to say something when it has actually gotten worse. And is there another word that is after worse? Worstest?
Maury, do you want to add something to that? I think it's even in line with what she even had taken in her story.
Yeah. So also, like, it doesn't change the fact that I think that the government, they don't, like I keep saying every time, they don't rate us. You know, somebody just says, because they know that whenever they say stuff, to tweet it, which will give them time to just have or whatever, and then they just keep coming out. I feel like there's somebody in that government department that has like a list of what to say every week. So this week we're going to say this week we're going to say that, this week.
So we just keep them busy on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't take that anymore, honestly.
Absolutely. All right, so that's all we can take for what's in the news. It's our ladies' night out. So today we're discussing social interaction. So when we come back from the break, that will be our conversation. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. A social interaction is an exchange between two or more individuals and is a building block of society. By interaction with one another, people design rules, institutions, and systems within which they seek to live. Why is social interaction important, you might ask? Well, better mental health, right? It can lighten your mood and make you feel better and lower your risk of dementia. Social interaction is good for your brain health. It also promotes a sense of safety, belonging, and security. It also allows you to confide in others and let them confide in you. So in this digital world, where everyone is connected and anyone can be reached out to just by a click of a button, and people can easily be influenced by popular culture or people they follow online, how do we maintain healthy friendships, right, in this digitally connected world? That's our conversation tonight. Please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow, or send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. All right, so I don't know who I'm going to start with. Should I start with Maury? Maury, you are the one that is you're on social media, but you're not on social media because you've been able to manage what you want to put out there and what you want to keep private. As I remember us having Kate Henshaw last week, Wednesday, and she was telling us that, Elsie asked that question, that how have you managed to keep yourself, your life, so yet you're out there, yet so private? And she says, yeah, I mean, that's what social media is supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to differentiate and know what to put out there. But in terms of building healthy friendships, right? Online, interaction, what's your general overview on the conversation around, interaction and healthy friendship?
Okay, so of all my years of doing being like a social media content creator majorly, I think I only interacting with people, making like legit friends on the internet, maybe. Because, I know that there's a very fine line between you can slip from, or like being social and then putting what you don't. Do you understand? Like there's that power that people on the internet have. Like you will hear that a lot of relationships have because of like, so I feel like there are a lot of relationships that will stand today because if it was not for the negative impact that social media had in their lives, so I I I I was boxed in my shell until I knew that I already had the emotional intelligence to, put stuff out there, but not now stuff. Because I honestly feel like it's a skill and you don't even know. All of a sudden, you just go and type what internet, and the internet never forgets. And before you know it, under 1 minute, somebody has taken a screenshot of what you out there for life. So I honestly it takes like emotional intelligence or skill to be able to balance like being out there without putting like personal stuff on the internet and then you now get used to it. I don't know if you understand what.
Yeah, I understand what you, but I was going to stay on that conversation. Now, you are out there. Have you really made genuine friends? And how do you handle friendship? Because you know why I'm asking this question? Recently, I mean, you guys know the show that I was on before. Someone celebrated her birthday. And, of course, on my social media, there was no interaction. I personally hate the idea that I do not have a personal relationship with you. I haven't gone to you personally, quietly, made a phone call, say happy birthday or good morning, Jennifer, how are you doing? Then I've not spoken to you in weeks. Yeah. And I'll go on social media and I'll post happy birthday to somebody that is a different ball game if I do not have your number. If I have your number, what I would do, is I would send you an SMS or a WhatsApp message and say, how are you doing? I will send you a private message first, right? Then before I go on social media. But nowadays, what we're seeing is the opposite. I don't have any personal interaction with you. I've never spoken to you, I've not spoken to you like in months. Then I'll not go on social media. Oh, my knight in shining armor and all of that. Like, so that for me, I can't stomach it. So I wanted to ask you, do you really have healthy friendships, right? When you put yourself out there, on social media, have you built healthy friendships that way?
It's quite a number, not so much, but I've met awesome, genuine, people. I've built genuine from people that I met on the internet. As regards to, I've not spoken to you in days, and I just come and wish you happy birthday. I honestly think it's a relationship that you have with the person. If it's not that you people are like 5 and 6 or besties, there's some people whose number that I have, but I've known like 5 years, but we comment under each other's posts, we save memes and stuff, So on your birthday, I'm not going to. If depends on the relationship. If I wish you happy birthday on my story, it doesn't mean that I don't mean it because I'm not going to come and write my knight in shiny armor to somebody that I talk to once every 5 years. But I'm just trying to say that a happy birthday on your story, I've spoken to them in a long time, doesn't necessarily mean, that you're fake. Okay. I don't know if you get, but yeah, but quite a number of friends on the internet. There are very few genuine friendship is possible. I didn't think it was before, but amazing women.
Let me switch to Jennifer a bit. So I don't know, how do you handle interactions, right? How would you prefer to communicate or build friendship?
Okay, so I'm very big on communication, but I'm that person. I think I said it today to somebody. For me, out of sight is out of mind, and the way I grew up in my family, we can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks without talking, and then when we finally talk, we just catch up and all of that. But when I finally got on social media, I know that I've made friends who I'm very close to, where we were talking for months on social media, before we finally met in person, both male and female. And till today, we're still very good friends. We still keep up with each other. We might not talk every day or might not talk weekly, but whenever we talk or we catch up, it seems like, oh, hey, what's up? How are you? And then it's not just surface conversation. We go beyond surface conversation. We have deep conversations where I probably need somebody I need to talk to about something very private, and I know that, okay, this is the right person to talk to, and then they also feel the same way about me. When they are going through things, they're able to open up to me. I've had people that I have never met till today, but we are good friends on social media, where when they're going through something, I'm like, how are you? And the person starts talking, and then I give my own advice, and the friendship has
so there
has
actually there's also, so it means that there's a space to be able to build a healthy relationship.
There is,
But you
yes.
know, do you think, Maury, do you think that this digital age has ruined relationships? You know, let's even go, because you be in a house, you know, I mean, I am here, talk to me. You rather go out of the house than you not start to type. Like, those things irritate me. I am here with you.
Yeah.
Like, let's have a conversation face to face. I want to see you eyeball to eyeball, and we'll have that conversation. But most people now are hiding on their devices, you know, and all of that, to be able to communicate that message. Don't you think that that one in itself, it's even wrong?
Okay, the thing is, I think one thing I've come to notice is that a lot of people blame a lot of things on social media. People are refusing to take responsibility for their actions. Nobody wants to be accountable. Now, if you have to choose a messaging platform to communicate with your loved one, then that's on you. Because I don't know how you would see me. We are in the same space. We cannot have a conversation. And now I think what needs to be addressed is, why can't you talk to me when we are together? Why can't you talk to me when we are face to face? What is the problem? So you need to find out what the root cause is. It's either the person is shy, it's either the person has a problem expressing themselves, and they feel like, okay, behind my phone or when I use my phone, that's the best place I can express myself. And once you've accepted that, then you can start working towards one. No, not not you on the receiving end. You as a person that has a problem communicating face to face.
Yeah.
Now, once you've accepted that that is the problem or that is the issue, then you have to find ways to work on it. Now, the problem is a lot of people are lazy. People are lazy to put in effort. People are lazy to work on their issues. There are things, these are simple things that you can work on. You just need to take time out.
Just keep sweeping it under the carpet.
If you keep sweeping it, there is no working around it. You're just going to keep going in circles and circles, and you keep having the same issues over and over and over again. You see people in relationships or friendship who don't have proper communication. You don't even talk. The next thing you have a problem, social media, we are all seeing your problem, like,
and you've not had a
one conversation with that person. Somebody will come online, oh, my friend did this to me, blah, blah, blah. The first question I would like to ask is, have you spoken to that friend? Have you spoken to that person? Have you spoken to that sister or that brother? Have you guys actually had a conversation and you have trust out the issue? Or probably you've spoken to the person and the person is having a strong head, and that's a different situation, and now you're seeking help.
Even if you trust the issue, must you bring it to social media? But Maury, let me hear your thoughts, you know, on relationships, how people have switched and now,
so,
you know.
On the issue of I'm in the same house with you and then, message me, I feel like I don't social media's fault. People just found like. Also, I'd like to say that it's harder than we think. Like actually physically confronting a person that has done you wrong. When you think about the back and forth, especially if maybe the person is now toxic for that they would maybe gaslight you, you would rather have the conversation face to face with them. Also some people are not good with words, so they'll rather just send you a message. Goes back to an example because me, I don't like anything that's the argument or fighting. So in the past, even before there was social media, write it down, because I didn't have a phone, but I would write the message, maybe pass it to you in a letter. I'm sure that if there was social media, I probably would have watched, So I don't think that it's social media that is causing that. Like Jennifer said, there's probably, a backstory. Shouldn't you be? Why would I be in the same room as you? Ever go out and send me a message? So something fishy that that we don't know about. So I don't think that completely ruins. It might add, to the ruining of the relationship, but it only ruins it's bound to be ruined, I think.
So I wanted to bring our president back to what he said, because this is tied. You see, before social media, there was no Twitter, there was no nothing.
Yeah.
You would have to address the nation. But now we have an unhealthy friendship with our government because we feel that anytime we are aggrieved, we go on our keypad, everybody's typing. They too, they respond, and everywhere is there's buzzwords everywhere. So now this president saying that many of those misbehaving today are too young to, different things that we talked about, what he said that they'll be shocked and all of that.
Yeah.
Don't you think that, because of the power of digital media and how you can easily be misconstrued, or, is it not proper for those kinds of communication not to be on like a text? It is better that you say it, and you come out and say, okay, these are the things that have been happening. I'm the father of this nation, blah, blah, blah. And, how can we make this thing better? Some of you are young, because when these things are reported and written in text format, it has changed the narrative, and everybody has an opinion. And I feel like, even the interactions that we have these days, because of social media or digital platforms, it has completely changed even the meaning of certain things. Some things you do not mean, but when it's brought back to you, you now say, did I say it like that? So I'm just thinking that's why I prefer that one-on-one, where we come together and have that conversation. You say, this is what you did, I did not like it, and we try to thrash it out, and we don't have to take it online.
Talking about the president, and the government in general, I have come to realize that we have never really had a conversation with these people. We've never had an opportunity where we get to ask them questions and then they get to respond. All they've been doing is telling us.
It's like a threat.
Talking to us, and then just putting it out there. They just, write the script and then drop it and then walk off. When they announced the curfew during the NSAS period, the governor of Lagos State put it on Twitter, forgetting that a major part of the citizens in Lagos are not on Twitter.
Yeah.
How many of our parents are on Twitter? So it is wrong. In as much as people actually use the media platform to portray their message or air their grievances, does not mean that you as the government, you have to do the same thing. There is a process for these things.
Absolutely.
You go through the right channel. When you want to pass information across to us, you should address us publicly, and that is how it should be.
Yeah.
We should see it on the news. Oh, okay, 8 p.m. news on so channel,
And
or
this was how we all grew up.
This will be aired.
Even over the radio, right? I remember so many things that I learned about the programs that the government were doing at that time.
Yeah.
You will hear it when you're driving to school over the radio. You will hear it on in front of the television set. So, I am saying that, you see, yes, digital media is good. We're in the digital age, but we need to be able to draw the line. There are certain kinds of communication where digital media would not help the situation.
Yeah.
So it's almost like all of us all the time. And when I see faceless people, for instance, coming to attack me on social media, I do not even give them 1 second of my time.
Yeah.
Because first of all, if you do not even have a face, you're a private account, I do not deal with you, right? So digital media has brought a lot of faceless people, coming on and just saying what it is that they like. And is breeding a lot of unhealthy minds, in the place. And so I'm just saying that, finding ways to make it a lot more effective would be a one, that kind of a communication that you feel the person talking to you.
Yeah, true. I agree with you. But also, I think one of the issue is the fact that there are people who actually seek validation from other people. Now, even if there is no social media and we are a group of people here, you find one person who is seeking validation from everyone in our midst. You get everyone in that group. I'm seeking validation from you, I'm seeking validation from Maury or something like that. Even if there is no social media, you still have people like that. But now that there is social media, people are seeking validation from people that they've placed on a pedestal. You go there and then and then there are also people who don't have physical people or real people that they can talk to.
So they have to use the
Exactly.
medium.
The fact that you have friends doesn't mean that there are people
Everybody
who,
does, yeah.
I think there was somebody I spoke to and then she was like, oh, that she, I asked her, what about your friends? And then she goes, oh, I don't have friends.
Wow.
And that's because she wasn't
so
she
sad.
wasn't living in Lagos before. She was living in another state. And then when
Oh.
she moved, she has been in Lagos for 2 years now. And if you ask her who her friends are, she cannot name any.
Okay, so I want to talk about this interaction, but when we come back from the break, because you see, this thing that we're talking about, it affects you, because when you're talking, I just hear you, like when we go to a gathering, you go to they say, some people are not able to walk up to people, introduce themselves.
Yeah.
So it has really, really reduced our capacity, you know, to interact with one another. But we'll do that right after the break. Stay with us.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the result of tomorrow's election. Okay, you have it already, have you?
I am not hungry. If I need appointment, all I need to do is to start praising government.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let anybody come and say. The moment we stop having charlatans occupy political offices, we will curtail hate speech.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
Now, if you're just tuning in, it's our Ladies' Night Out, and our focus is on how we can maintain healthy friendship and social interaction in this digital age. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation, tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow, or send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. And also, our phone line is now open. If you're calling in, please keep it within a minute and turn off the volume of your television set so we can hear you when you're talking. So I was saying before the break that I've also seen situations where you are in a room of filled with people, you are unable to have a conversation with people, right? I mean, I was at the mall one day and okay, so by the time I came to the studio from the mall, I came to the studio, so I posted, you know, somebody now said, and I saw you. I said, why didn't you walk up to me to say hello, right? I hear it, some people are shy, but I've seen people that are unable to confront people, right? They'll rather hide behind emails, they'll hide behind WhatsApp messages. Have a conversation with the person, because sometimes when you type these things, you do not know what is in the mind of that person, the state of mind of that person. The person would read that message and interpret it completely different. So sometimes it's better you say, you know what, come, let's have a conversation. So when you now send a message afterwards, it's not misunderstood. But let me hear Maury.
Sometimes you can say something to and the person takes it the wrong way.
Well, that's
it's not
true.
necessarily exactly. It's not necessarily when you. I don't think not being able to walk up, not wanting to walk up to a bad thing. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. You know, because there've been cases where people have been public figures, so they maybe don't want embarrassment. So there's also that backstory, and there are also people, because if this same social media, there are people that are there, is just look at people's posts, you know, shop, they don't comment with anybody, but maybe they have like real life, friendship. So you don't be like outgoing or outspoken, or there's nothing wrong with, the only problem is if something save your life and you would rather die than talk. That's where the problem is. But you don't necessarily have be chatty or meet and say hi. Not everybody's going to be social, and I don't think that there's any.
Okay, let's take a comment. Did we change our phone number?
Like I said, we have a comment from Frank. He said, yes, while social media has affected interaction between the genders in the society, speaking as a guy, there was more effort and creativity put into wooing a lady prior to social media. Now it's non-existent and things are taken for granted. You just go through a girl's pics on her page, judge her character, and slide into her DM with an offer for the ones you don't regard. Now the ones you have regards for, you try to convey intentions, but run the risk of being misinterpreted because the person is not before you to gauge their body language and facial expressions to evaluate their take to your comment. The personal interaction is very, very integral and cannot be substituted by social media.
So you see what I'm saying?
I get what Frank is saying, but honestly, in terms of wooing a lady or getting to know someone better, especially when it comes to the opposite sex, I honestly do not exactly appreciate it when guys or some guys walk up to me to kind of like talk to me, because let me explain. Because in time past, I have met guys who have been rude. I've met guys who are just uncouth. I've met guys who just say things out of their mouth just because they can. And because I'm looking at them face to face, there are things I want to say back, but I have to hold myself because now I'm not about to engage you or to have this conversation with you. Now, when it's on social media and you approach me, it is very easy for me to ignore you and not say anything to you. There are guys who will talk to you.
Okay, I get you from that.
In the public, and then they make you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm saying that, you see, building healthy relationships, right? I want us to be able to, hit home this conversation that would help us at the end of the day. Because, you see, a lot of people, like personally, let me just be personal with what I like. I would love a situation where if there are issues, let us have a conversation, right? Don't leave me, go, and you now start sending a message behind, So for me, I feel like, first of all, I feel disrespected. Like, I was just right here with you. You should have just mentioned it, that this is it, because now what we are doing is that we're not building the capacity of individuals to be able to handle, because you see, real issues in life will not be handled on social media.
True.
It will be physical, right? So if we keep on saying that, yes, we know that there's a digital age, but we must be able to groom ourselves that, yes, by the time I'm done engaging with you online, you will look forward to meeting me. And when I do meet you physically, you should be more than excited that you met me, that yes, what I saw online was not, it was not somebody helping you to type behind the keyboard. Do you get? So you meet some people one-on-one and you can't even have a decent conversation, but they are so good. But that shouldn't be. There should be a balance where, I know, yes, that we're in the digital age, a lot of things are going, but you can never replace traditional communication. You can never replace traditional interaction, social networking, and those kind of interaction. So when you are so engrossed on your phone, now, there are pictures. I don't know whether people have those pictures of you are on the dining table in your house. Everybody is on the phone, and you're supposed to be. And that is, like my coach, God rest his soul, used to say that anybody that invites you to a meal, the person, right, is like drawing you to an intimate place. That you're eating with somebody on the table. So imagine the Queen of England inviting you it means she's welcoming you to an intimate place. Do you get?
Yeah.
So, you're now there, you're now pressing phone. I think we should be able to separate things and know when to draw the line. Yeah.
For every working friendship and every working relationship, there is always effective communication. Now, if you're not able to communicate, then you're going to have issues, even as brothers and sisters and all of that. You see, so sometimes you see where there a sister is having a quarrel or a fight with her other sister or brother, and then at the end of the day, you find out that there was miscommunication. Oh, you didn't say this, or you should have said this. But how am I supposed to know that I should have said this or acted this way if you don't tell me? Now, the thing is, I know that there are people who have issues with communication, but as humans, we need to actually learn how to communicate with one another, because that's the only way you can build meaningful relationships.
Okay, let me take Emmanuel, then I'll come to you, Maury. Emmanuel from Lagos, thank you for calling us. Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank you. No, this topic is a very interesting one, and it goes both ways.
Go ahead. Emmanuel?
We have some guys, or rather, we have some people that are very shy in the public, that they can't really talk. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, yeah. He's delayed, so he's listening to the TV.
Yeah, so in the public, they can't really express themselves, but when they are in their side, when they are in the circle of their peers, or when they are in the circle of their, among their family or their peer group, they can easily express themselves. But when they see the stranger, maybe first time of seeing the person, they are very shy of expressing themselves. But those kind of people, when they are in their closet, they are very active. That's the way I'm talking to you on phone now. Their mouth is very sharp like a blade. But by the time you meet them one-on-one, you wonder, is this the person that I've been talking to? Why are you shy? And stuff like that.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Not even sharp legs with some blade. Maury, let me hear you.
To be honest, I honestly don't feel like there's to anything.
What did you say?
I said I feel like there's one way to anything. It's just find what works for you and make sure that it works for all the person, having a conversation with. I believe is because I take my words very, slowly. Words are like eggs. Do you understand? If you say you cannot untake the word back. I would rather not just talk first. I would rather read it again. I'll edit it. I'll make sure I'm somebody's feelings, but I'm still passing the message. But you don't have that liberty. You get if you talk, you don't know where you're not crazy or you're just start to say like hurtful stuff. I feel like having like social media or like WhatsApp messages can be healthy and it can your message across without doing. It's just, does it work for you? Does it work for the person that you're having? You just have to know how to like meet halfway. But I don't feel like there's just one way to having a conversation.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work for me, Sha. I just want to put it out there for whoever that is listening. It doesn't work for me. We have to have a conversation. Then when we are done having a physical conversation, then when we start to chat, the chatting, you will see all smiles on my face, right? As opposed just trying to resolve everything. What's it called? Audio resolving. No, it doesn't work for me.
I actually like to have conversations. Like,
messages first,
Maury,
and then we talk later.
Maury, what did you say?
I feel like I think I'm the so me, I'd rather send a message, not fighting you, and then we can have like a conversation, a calm conversation later. So I feel like that's what works for me.
I can actually do that. I can send you a message ahead. I'm saying that some people just want to resolve an issue and they just want to resolve it online. It doesn't work. We are human beings. We are actually built to interact, right? So if you start to, and again, don't forget that there's a special bond. It's just like you now that you are on Zoom. Do you understand? And Jennifer that is here. The energy that I'm feeding from Jennifer is different from what I'm feeding from you because you are almost like, far away. So yes, technology is there. The digital world is making it possible for us to be able to do things, but it is still different. That's why you see most of these people that go to war, the veterans and all, by the time they come back and they meet the person for the first time, they hug, is another level. Sometimes it comes with tears, you know, and everything, because that physical interaction, and that's what the social space is stealing away from us, right? So we must be able to balance it, where we are interacting, building healthy friendships and relationships, both online and offline. Not just, you see some people, they are fantastic friends online, but when they are together, they are not there. Do you understand? You are in a world of your own pressing phone, I'm in the world of my own pressing phone. It doesn't work. I think those kind of things, we should start to re-engineer our minds, you know, to build a healthier balance when it comes to things like that.
There are actually people that are friends online. They have very good conversation, but once they meet in person, it's like, where did the conversation run off to? Nobody's talking, nobody's saying anything. You're all acting weird and awkward.
Come on.
And all of that. And I feel like people actually need to train themselves to have like real human interaction. It's very, it's actually very, very important.
Is Mori not jealous now?
No, I'm feeling you guys' in spirit.
Olubumi from Abuja has called you.
Okay.
Hi, Olubumi. Hello, Olubumi, are you there? Did we lose the person? Is he or she or a he? Okay, we lost him. So Mari, you were saying you're not jealous the way I'm holding.
I say I'm feeling people in spirit. I see your beautiful face. I'm good.
You know you are a social. Mari is a social media person, so she must have to defend her social media that is working, even if it's not working. Even if it's not working, but I mean, but it's an Okay, so we have a call. Olubumi, are you there? Okay, I think she's back, or he's back. Thank you for calling. Let's hear what you have to say.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is there a delay on this?
Okay, yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Go ahead, we can hear you. We're losing time.
Hello?
We can hear you, Olubumi. I don't think you can hear
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the show and your topic. Okay, I think you are talking about different types of personality. And from what I can deduce, the lady in the middle seems to be more empathetic with her personality. She considers people's feelings and all that. I'm like that, even though I'm a guy. But the other lady in blue seems to be the one that can face everybody headlong, and no matter what you bring to her, she will take care of you. She will handle you well. So she can do well on social media. Then for somebody like you on the right, the lead anchor, you're the party type. You like to hang around people. My auntie is like you. She likes party. She likes to move with people, feel you, how far, what's going on. That's why this job, you're on the right job. Like to face people, talk to them, interact, feel them. Video call does not work for you. Long distance relationship would not work for you. You understand? So, but I do better. I do better writing. And the other lady in blue, more like my wife also. Like I was telling my wife now that she's more like my wife, so you can take on anybody, but they don't have friends. People like that don't usually have friends. They can do away with you, and they can do without you and with you. They are best of both worlds.
Yeah,
but the best personality is the lady in the middle.
Oh,
they can manage
but
people. They consider your feelings.
Yeah.
They tend to look at, okay, I don't want to offend this person.
You are spot on. Thank you so much,
So
Olubumi. He's really spot on with Mori. Because Mori is quite empathetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Olubumi. So I just wanted to, he's spot on Mori. Mori is the empathetic one. She doesn't want to be confrontational. But you see, my own, the only place you missed it is that, yes, I love to party. I love to have fun. But I love to have fun with the people that I'm comfortable with. I don't really go out. I'm not. So when people see me, they think I'm a social. I'm not. I like to have a party with people that I am comfortable with. Then you can now see me come out in my full regalia. Yeah. But was this spot on with you?
Not exactly. Not exactly. Because I'm actually a very empathetic person. I think that's why when people meet me, they are very drawn to me. And sometimes my own close friends will be like, you, every time, you know this person. This person's telling you, the person's confiding in you and all of that. I think that's because I kind of like...
blunt.
I am blunt. And also, I am blunt with emotional intelligence. Do you understand? I know how to read the room. And I'm a very understanding person. And I know how to put myself in people's shoes. Yeah. So it is very easy for me to relate. Like, even if I've not been through what you're going through, I can relate. Absolutely. That kind of thing. So we have like really deep, deep conversations. So he didn't get that part. I'm very empathetic.
So Maury, you have the last word. What do you want to say? I saw you smiling.
No, I don't. People know where my stand is. Social media is not necessarily, if you know how to use it well. Like having social media messages is a bad thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not a bad thing, but I just think for me, in wrapping up, what do you want to say, Jennifer?
Social media is not a bad thing, and I feel like social media has actually created a space for people to have, to also have meaningful relationships and friendship, and also negative and toxic. Is the only thing is you have to be able to filter it. And one thing I want to tell people is stop seeking validation from people who are faceless. Stop seeking validation from people that you have no personal relationship with. Even people you have personal relationship with, you should not seek validation from them because they are only out to ruin you. People will just laugh at you when you trend.
Absolutely. So for me, I just think when we want to maintain healthy friendships and with this digital space that we have found ourselves, let us strike a balance, right? Yeah. Let's have a balance of mixtures, traditional and digital media together. That way, it will be balanced. The pendulum will sit well. All right. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Maury, our network operator today. All right. So in case you missed today's quote, here it is again. Social media and the internet haven't changed our capacity for social interaction any more than the internet has changed our ability to be in love or our basic propensity to violence, because those are such fundamental human attributes. I mean, this is really spot on. So it is who you are. It's not social media that is changing you. We'll see you live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
He suffered equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them. If you no talk, they go beat you. Now 2,500 they pay.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Our Voices. I am Oriane Itangishaka. On today's show, we'll hear from African women who are using technology to better their lives and their businesses. It is part of an exciting new multimedia series called Startup Africa, co-produced in cooperation with our affiliate partners, Channels TV in Nigeria, City TV in Ghana, KTN in Kenya, NBS in Uganda, and RTV in Rwanda. The series focuses on tech startups across Africa. But what is tech startup? And how do you make it work? Here's what some people told us.
Startup, for me, I understand, it's where you want to start up a business. You come up with a plan, an idea, maybe where you want to have your business and what you want to do.
So startup is like when you are starting your business or an idea that you have and you want to put it in practical way.
Definitely you have to address a particular need. You have identified your market and you've seen a niche, so you have to bring into your startup to fill that gap.
The startup phase is when you have dreamt of an idea to be able to solve a certain solution in the community. You bootstrap the process, and then you get to the point where you have a viable product or a viable service that you're showing to people. Once you're making an impact in the lives of people, you're solving a specific problem. That, for me, it's just the beginning, it's a startup.
Uganda technology and skill consultant Ruth Musoke Benzika has some of the answers.
For anybody to have a very successful startup, first of all, you must have the vision, the courage, and the ability to know that you fall, but you can raise up. If you don't have that, it doesn't work. Because, if you're starting up something, you are beginning from scratch. You're trying to reinvent something that probably has not been done before, and a number of times you're going to get people who will tell you it will not work. Some will tell you it is not possible. Some will tell you it is not of this time. And it means that you really need to have that strength to say, this is what I want. You need to be able to see far more than what other people can see.
Catherine Karimbo Gichungi had the courage to say yes. The Kenyan entrepreneur launched her startup, Raid and International, to help people in the informal sector better advertise their skills and find more work. Here's her story.
Redund Directory is an application that is available on Android and enables informal sector to be seen on the internet space. It's an application that delivers all skilled workers, both informal and formal sector, onto the internet space. So they're able to be seen on the internet. Data is bigger than oil. It's what will enable us now build an informal sector bank that enables us alleviate the problem of the betting and the loans and all that. And when we are looking at employment, we'll be able to source and enable counties to solve the problem of unemployment, because we have a business model that targets both employing the informal sector and also building the jobs as we speak. So right now we don't know how many nurses in our county in Nairobi. We don't know how many electricians are in Westlands Market in Kamukunji. We don't know how many people are panel beating the pans. We don't know, but this platform will be able to give us that information and that data to help them better, give them loans, and data is everything right now for the government.
I've been Radiant Directory from around 2015. I choose to go to ladder, just open the phone, open the app, then Google what you want and get the assistance.
So working in Nigeria, I met several other people. There was Dangote, there was Dr. Micah Denuga, I worked with Dr. Chris Kirubi. I could see them coming from humble backgrounds and making it big and impacting the society in a very, very big way. I'm trying to use technology, and I'm not telling them to self-register or download an app. They have no time, they don't have the kind of phone, and they don't have the money for data. So I'm going to them. I've devised a way from what I learned from my time in Safaricom and M-Pesa to be able to use that know-how to go out to the villages and form a network of agents that bring the informal sector to the internet space. So for you to become an agent, you have to have the passion to go out there and have the passion for the informal sector. So our agents are created on the back end of our system. So there's a business model. We are able to structure the fees. So we started with $2, 200 shillings, so that is shared within the